Okay guys, I am here to give you my Toy Story 2 review. Now there's a lot of videos I want to get done, so I'm not gonna make this like quick, but I'm gonna make it. Well, I'm not gonna make it quick at all. I'm just gonna let it go on the same page. I'm doing good so far, but I'm gonna be coming out with a video on Robot Combat League on episode 2. I know I'm behind, but it's the way it is. Um, so I'm just gonna do this one first because it's gonna take less longer. Um, I guess I'll start this movie though. I'm gonna say right now, I liked it. I did like this movie. It was another great in the Toy Story franchises. Um, that's all I really have to say about Toy Story. Um, I think it's kind of cool to see toys actually be alive and see what they do when the owner's not around. Because when I was a kid, I used to be like, back because I didn't know if toys were alive or not. It's like, if my toys were alive, I wonder what they would be doing right now. And that's kind of what Toy Story was. And I should have said this in the video. This is what Toy Story was. Um, but let's just cut to the chase now, shall we? So, Toy Story 2, though, I think Toy Story 1 was better because I think Toy Story 2 kind of had a lot of downtime to it, and I'm gonna explain that to you because there was one scene that was unnecessary. But let me just get through the cast first. So we have Tom Hanks returning as Woody, Tim Allen returning as Buzz, um, Joan Cusack as Jessie, and Jessie's like the cowgirl version of Woody. Her twin pose as well. I think I used to have her as a toy. Kelsey Grammer as Stinky Pete the Prospector. Um, he's actually very important in this movie. I didn't think he doesn't sound important, but he's important. Um, Don Pickles returning as Mr. Potato Head. Jim Boney returning as Slinky Dog. Wallace Shawn returning as Rex. John Weisenberger returning as Ham. Annie Potts returning as Bo Peep. Estelle Harris back as Mrs. Potato Head. She was kind of in Toy Story 1 because she was announced on Unwrapped at Christmas. Um, Wayne Knight as Al McWiggin. He becomes important too. He's the reason why this movie kind of happens. John Morris as Andy, returning as Andy. Laurie Metcalf returning as Andy's mom. Ollie Ermey returning as Sarge. Jodie Benson as Barbie. Jonathan Harris as Joey the Cleaner. Joe Rant as Wheezy. Andrew Stetton as Evil Emperor Zurg, and Jeff Pigeon returning as the Squeeze Toy Alien. So that was the cast. Get the fuck out of here. There's rats in my house and I want them to get the fuck out of here. So let's get right into I knew that was coming. But yeah, let's just get right into Toy Story 2. Wow, I get a text, just be quiet too. Guess they don't understand. My dad already talked to me about it. But yeah, let's just get right into it. So it starts out with Buzz versus Zurg, and what happens is we see Buzz flying in space, and I forget what happened. He lands, and then there's night, and he doesn't think there's anybody that's gonna stop him from getting to Zurg. But we see robots, and then they grow other little tiny robots. Um, so then he shoots his laser, and it reflects off like this big mirror thing, and it hits all the robots, so they explode. So Buzz kind of falls away. And I guess there's like this camera that like sets an alarm when there's intruders, and Buzz shoots that, but I think Zurg knew he was coming. So then the floor opens, and he jumps into it, and since he can glow in the dark, he can see where he's going. which I assume. Um, then he starts running. Then Zug sees that he's coming because there's like this tracking device, and then these like spike things come and they're gonna hurt Buzz because they're like hurt Buzz, but he escapes. Um, there's a power source that says Zerg's power source, and he tries to go get it. He has to jump like these stones to get there. Well, it's not really stones, it's like platforms, and what they all end up falling because he's fat. Not really. I think they just fell because they fell. It's not because he's fat. Um, and he uses his anti-gravity laser, so he's not fat anymore. And he gets up and then he tries to grab the power source, but it ends up being a trap. Zerg comes up and they start fighting. Buzz does a flip, and he ends up getting shot by Zerg. When I first saw this, I'm like, doesn't the good guy usually win? But it's just Rex um, playing a game, and yeah, that's how it is. It's just Rex playing a game, and he's had trouble beating him. Um, that's just kind of how it is. And then we see Woody, and he can't find his hat, and he's gonna go to cowboy camp with Andy. He goes every year. So they're trying to find his hat. It's not in Molly's room. It's not outside. It's not in the toy chest. Um, so then Bo Peep talks to what's his face. Oh, talks to Woody and says that Andy will take you to cowboy camp with or without your hat. Um, and then she starts flirting with him, and then she's Woody's like, "Bo, not in front of Buzz," and then Bo's like, "Let him look, let him look." So then what happens after? Oh, then Smithy comes in with good news and bad news. The good news is that he found Woody's hat, so we didn't have to see the whole movie with just them looking for Woody's hat. And the bad news is we hear Buster, which is the new dog that they got at the end of the first movie. Um, and and I guess Woody hides because I guess he's not supposed to find him for some odd reason. And then he finds him in like 13.2 seconds. I think that was the time. Um, and then so he knows the toys are alive, and I guess that makes sense because he can't really tell Andy that they're alive because he's a dog. It's not like the rat dog that I have at my house. It's actually a dog. I have a rat. I don't have a dog. I have a rat. Um, you can even ask my cousin Ryan too. It's a rat. You can even ask Adam from CM Brothers. It's a rat. You can even ask Steve and Justin. Well, the cat's bigger than that rat, and I think the cat should kill that rat. But that's a topic for another day. Oh wait, what was I talking? Oh, but what ends up happening is Andy comes upstairs, so they have to go into freeze mode, and he has some time to play with his toys. So he plays with his toys. Me and AJ, my cousin, used to do the same thing. Anytime we had time to play with toys, we would play with toys. So I think I should go over his house maybe and play with toys. Maybe make a video about playing toys, but what will we talk about? But anyways, Woody ends up what was I talking about? Oh yeah, well Andy well what's his name? Dr. Porkchop, which is Ham, is like the villain now, and he ends up and he's gonna kill poor Peep. So he's gonna let Woody choose how she can die. It's either by getting eaten by a shark or by monkeys, and he chooses Buzz Lightyear, and he's like, wait, that's not a choice. So then Buzz Lightyear knocks him off where he was, and all the change comes out, and and He goes to end it off. He has Woody and Bubs hold arms like this, but Woody's arm whips a little bit, like this much. So then he tells his mom, and they're about to go to cowboy camp. So his mom's like, maybe we can fix him on the way, and he's like, nah, just leave him. So then she puts him on the shelf, and they leave without Woody. And I guess if it gets shelved, that's like yard sale territory. You're gonna find out why I said yard sale territory. It sounds awful, but that's what it was. Um, what happens after that? What happens after? Okay, here's what happens after. Um, Andy comes home, and I guess he came home early from cowboy camp, and I think it's Ham and Mr. Potato Head are playing cards, which is strange because they're always playing cards. They were playing cards in the first one when Buzz got knocked out the window. I guess they're like, it's just the way it is. Um, but he comes home, he comes to play with Woody, and then he sees that Woody's arm is broken, and then he goes, "Oh, you're broken. I don't wanna play with you anymore." Like exactly like that. Then he drops them, and he goes like through the cards, and he goes into a trash can, and he tries to get out, but there's like broken arms in there. So then he tries to grab him and choke him by the neck, and he and it goes, "Bye, Woody." No, and then it ends up being a nightmare, which is obvious because he fell through college, and I don't think, and I think Andy was just upset that he broke, but I think he still loved Woody deep inside. Um, so then what ends up happening is, what am I talking about? Oh, what Toy Story? Sorry, I get distracted sometimes. I'm gonna go shut my TV off. That's kind of distracting me. Okay, now that the TV's off, everything's okay. So let's continue the conversation. So what happens? Oh, I was talking about. So then Woody wakes up from his nightmare and he hits like one of those books, and there's this toy named Wheezy, which is like a penguin that squeaks. Which my history teacher, Mr. Peanut, would love it because he likes penguins. But some odd reason he likes what's it called, sea lions, but they eat the penguins, and it's like just it's survival of the fittest. But they're eating this precious penguin, so I guess he would be happy if a sea lion came and ate all this stuffed penguins. I don't know. I just got off topic, but anyways, um, so yeah, what's I talk? Oh, Wheezy. So Wheezy comes up and I'm gonna do this awkward moment of silence, just so I don't fuck up. Okay, Wheezy. Okay, I got this. Let me just slap some sense in that and don't distract myself. Um, Wheezy ends up getting broken because his mom, Andy's mom, told him they should have actually had a name for Andy's mom, so I don't have to say Andy's mom told Andy. Um, that just saying. But anyways, that um, she only she bought because Woody has had assumed that um Andy bought Andy's mom got a squeaker fix, but I guess she had told him that to calm him down, so she just put him on the shelf because she's a liar. So then we see a yard sale, so everyone's scared because they don't want to get sold. Um, so then Andy's mom ends up coming upstairs. None of the toys get sold except for Wheezy because they don't like penguins. They don't like penguins. They hate penguins. Um, and Mr. P, and I bet if Mr. P, my history teacher, Mr. Pina, was right in this, he would have made sure that the penguin got saved. No, I'm just kidding. No, he probably would have done the same thing because it built story of what happens later on. But anyways, why am I? What's going on? Why is it freezing? Okay, um, I'm sorry.
Webcam was now it's being gay again. Stop being gay. Thank you. So Woody calls Buster, and he's gonna go save Wheezy, but the gang thinks he's gonna go to the yard sale and sell himself, and then he tells Buster to act casual, not that casual, because he acted too casual. Um, so then he gets in the car that says 25 cents, and Slinky says, "Oh, what are you worth more than 25 cents?" And then he grabs Wheezy, and Rex says, "It's not suicide, it's a rescue." And then he puts Wheezy into the collar of Buster, and then they go to leave, but I guess Buster ran too fast, so Woody ends up falling off. And then a little girl finds him and asks if she can have Woody. And then the girl's mom's like, "Oh, you don't want this toy, it's broken," and just throws Woody like it's nothing. Um, then what am I talking about? Oh, I should keep some of this stuff in my head. By the way, I just sometimes get these brain thoughts where I don't know what I'm talking about. But then we see Al, which by the way I forgot to mention when I was doing the video that never got uploaded. There's a chicken that sells stuff at Al's Toy Barn, and Al's the chicken. Okay, I'm just gonna tell you that because I just kind of gave it away since I just talked about this. But anyways, he finds Woody, and I guess he's been looking for him for a while, and he like hides him under a bunch of other junk that he's gonna sell, and Andy's mom discovers it. Seriously, they gotta give Andy's mom a name, but that's never gonna happen. And says that you can't have it, it's a family toy. So then he creates a distraction by throwing his skateboard somewhere, and then he steals Woody, and then Buzz tries to go save him, but when he opens the trunk, because he was in his car, I guess the trunk knocked him off somehow, because he's a toy and he weighs nothing. I guess he's not that fat. But anyways, back at the house, um, the toys are discussing the case, and when Edge, the little thing I was telling you about that you can draw with like these little circle things and you can shake it to erase it. Some of you may know what I'm talking about. Some of you might not know what I'm talking about at all. But anyways, he's talking about and he draws him like with a big long beard, like worse than Santa Claus. Worse than Santa Claus. I can't do wrestlers because this is a wrestling account. I just talked about wrestling, but worse than Santa Claus. Um, and they talk about, and so then he draws him shorter, and then it's like, "Oh, I think he weighed less." Then Buzz is trying to do research because I guess there was something on the license plate that stood for something, and it stood for Al's Toy Barn. So then he has the the little thing. I don't know what it's called. If I knew what it was called, I would tell you. But draw him in a chicken suit, and it's the Chicken Man. It's the Chicken Man. It's the Chicken Man. It's the Chicken Man. We really should make a song. It's the Chicken Man. It's the Chicken Man. Yeah, he eats chicken. You know, he's a chicken that pecks for a living, and he's half chicken, half man. He's the Chicken Man. But anyways, we see him, the Chicken Man, and he has to go in for a commercial. Why I'm saying this? Because this part's funny, kind of funny. So then, he gets in his car, and he's like, "I can't believe I have to drive all the way to work, and he has to just drive across the street. But he's too fat to walk across the street, so he's kind of being fat. But anyways, wow, I'm doing fat jokes today.
to do your mama jokes, but I'm not really good at your mama jokes. And some of your mothers probably really are bad. And I'm gonna stop. I'm just gonna end the conversation. But anyways, Woody tries to escape, but he hears something come out of like a box, and then it ends up being a horse named Bullseye, which by the way he wasn't on the character list because he didn't want to be there. And then he sees Jessie, which is like I said the cowgirl, and then he meets Pete, Stinky Pete, the prospector, um, and then Woody doesn't realize why they're happy he's there, so they have to show him. And Woody has like big plaques of himself, pictures in what's it called, frames. He has a little stand-up thing of himself, like John Cena I have over there, which broke because some black kid named Kevin decided to throw Adam Sam Brothers into it, and he almost broke my laptop. So yeah. Thanks for almost breaking my laptop, even though that laptop is broken anyways. And I have no charger for my other laptop, so everything's okay. We're supposed to go return that laptop over there, but that's probably not gonna happen because nothing gets done in this house. But anyways, what was I? Oh, and then Woody discovers that he used to be in a show called Woody's Roundup, and it was like an old TV show in like probably by 1960s, 1970s, like around that time. Because why I'm saying that is because because it was in black and white. Yeah. Okay, didn't say black and white, kind of cool. But anyways, we'll get to that in another day. The only bad thing was the audio, but it probably didn't really matter back then. But things in black and white though were kind of cool. I was watching a show called Wizards of Waverly Place, and when they had silent movies are pretty epic to me now. But anyways, I'm getting ahead of myself. But anyways, Woody goes to watch the show, and then the toys, trying to flick through the channels to try to find the Chicken Man. Chicken Man, he's the Chicken Man. Like McGrover, Chicken Man. Anyways, wow, I'm not even like halfway through this movie, and I'm 22 minutes into it because I'm getting so off topic. So let me focus on the movie. But yeah, they're flicking through the channels, and Rex is going too slow. So then Ham takes over, and he's going so fast that you can't even see what's on. And then he passes the channel. It's like oh, I gotta go around again. So then they find it. Buzz has to go to Al's toy barn. Well, he thinks he has to go to Al's toy barn to find Woody. Then but Buzz says that he has to go because Woody risked his life to save him. So if he didn't do that, he couldn't call himself his friend if he did friend. So Mr. Potato Head. I screwed up last time. I'm gonna get it right this time. Mr. Potato Head. Well, Buzz. Mr. Potato Head. Rex, Slinky, and Ham. I think those are the only ones that went. I might be wrong, because the reason why I get so confused by this is because then you see more people come along the way. It's like, wow. But anyways, they go. So Mrs. Potato Head. The reason why I'm saying this is because it becomes very important. Well, not really. It's like after the movie's over, it becomes important. Packs Mr. Potato Head extra pair of shoes and his angry eyes, just in case. And I actually kind of want to mention a gay reference that was mentioned in this movie. And Bo Peep gives Buzz a kiss to give to Woody, but then Buzz is like, I don't think it will mean the same coming from me. So yeah, that's kind of a gay reference. So then they leave. Well, Rex kind of failed because he fell and he didn't realize he could have let go of Slinky's ass. So good job. I forget what happens after that. Oh, so then Woody's watching the final episode of Woody's Finest Hour. So he's watching it, and what ends up happening is what's his name? Stinky Pete, and Jesse were in the barn, and they set the barn on fire. I forget how they did it. So Woody has to go save them. So they kind of have to. I guess all the time was used up in the episode, so they have to wait till next week to find out. But for some odd reason, they decided to cancel the show because people only wanted to play with space toys. Um, I don't know why it could have just finished that season, to be honest with you. Because if you would, I mean, it's one episode. It's like, it's not like it's gonna kill anyone to see one more, even if it sucks. But anyways, Woody finds out that he has more stuff. He actually has a yo-yo. He has a hat of himself that blows bubbles. What else does he have? Um, he has, there's like this thing that you can like throw a ball at it, and his teeth fall out, which was awesome. He has a boot that has a snake in his boot, because if you pull one of his twins, one of the things he says is, "There's a snake in my boot," so there's a snake in his boot. Kind of cheesy, but that's what it was. He even had a record player, and if you don't know what a record player is, it's a thing you can put like these big black CDs on them, and you like, I can't really describe it because when you like, um, you can like spin it around, you can make it go slow and fast. It's kind of cool actually. I kind of wish they made it today, but you know, technology has to evolve. Like no one's gonna care about laptops and YouTube anymore. But anyways, um, Al ends up coming back. Well, Woody finds out that he's gonna go to Japan in a museum. And Woody doesn't want to go because he still has an owner, so he has to explain why he's even there in the first place. And the reason why Jesse gets upset by this because if Woody's not in the if Woody because isn't in the collection of the Roundup gang, um, they go back to storage. It's that simple. That's what he says. It's just that simple. I just don't understand. I guess Woody's like the last of Woody. Like there's probably no more Woodies after that. But I used to find like a ton of Woodies after that. I don't know if they're gonna make Woodies anymore because Toy Story's kind of over now. I think Toy Story had its last one. Maybe they could make more, but I think Toy Story 3 should be done, and I'm gonna explain to you why. But anyways, why am I talking? But anyways, I guess they didn't make Woodies anymore because they didn't like Woody. They hated Woody. They just hated him. But Al ends up coming, so they all have to go back where they were. Al goes to take a picture, probably just to send to the guy in Japan, whoever runs it. So then he goes to get Woody from his box, but I guess like his stitching gets caught on the box, so his arm ends up coming like completely off now, which he kind of looks awesome without his arm. Kind of sad to say that about a toy. So then Al has to call someone to clean it, but he has to wait till morning. So then Woody can't leave. Oh well, he can't leave. And if he leaves, he probably won't survive because it's only one arm. So then the gang's going to get Woody. Again, it shows them like running through driveways. They ran through two. They have like 20 more to go. Or 18, whatever. I think it was 20, so they probably had to go through 18 more. They want to give up, but he brings up the stuff that Woody did in Toy Story, like saving him from Sid when he was strapped to his rocket, and not giving up when the gang threw him on off the moving van. And Mr. Potato Head's like, "Oh, you had to give that. Oh, you had to bring that up." So then Al's asleep. When he was watching TV, he's eating cheese puffs, which I kind of want some cheese puffs right now, but none of the stores are going to be open. I'm going to go get some tomorrow with my money, because I can. And Woody tries to go sneak over to grab his arm and leave, but so Bullseye goes to help him, and he doesn't want him to help him because he's a bad guy, but he wants to anyways because he's Bullseye. Um, so then when so then before he can grab his arm, Bullseye's licking his fingers because he has cheese puffs on him, because cheese puffs are awesome. And then Al ends up burping, so he has to hold his breath. So then he grabs his arm. Then the TV just randomly turns on, and it wakes up Al. So then he tries to find the remote and ends up it's under Jesse's box, and that becomes important later, and you're gonna find out why. So then they fight about the TV situation, and they end up arguing and fighting about it. So then Stinky Pete brings it up and says, I don't know how the TV turned on, but fighting about it isn't going to solve anything. So then, when Woody gets cleaned up, he says he's going to leave. So then, that's what happened. He left. Then, the next day, the Gaines going to get Woody. Still going on the path to get Woody. But they have to cross the street to get there, and there's like a bunch of cars there, and if they and I guess, well, they're gonna break into pieces pretty much, and I guess they'll die because somehow they're alive. So then what ends up happening is what they do is they get into these cones that you use for when you're in a construction site, not ice cream cones when you're in a construction site. I want an ice cream cone right now, though. I really like ice cream. I want an ice cream cone. But this was kind of cool and kind of funny. The game, they have to drop when cars start to move, and what was funny is the second time they dropped, some of them didn't drop, so I wonder if the cars found that suspicious. So then, and one of the times they do drop, like a monster car comes and makes Ham spin around, and then Mr. Potato's head's shoes get caught onto gum, so he has to rip it off, and there's like this big thin nose on the back of the truck that's gonna roll down and crush him, but he gets there in time. And then after they cross the street, Mr. Potato Head says, "Well, that went well," but then we see like this traffic and everything, all the cars damage and all the the roads, all the road damage, and my sister said, "Not for them." And that's true, it didn't go well for them. But then it shows Al's house at like the end of at the other side of the street where they just crossed from, and I was like, they didn't even, and it's like they didn't even need to do that. But remember, they don't know that Woody is there. So then what ends up happening is what was his name? He has a name. Jerry, not Jerry Sprinter. Jerry the cleaner. He's a cleaner. He comes up and he's gonna clean Woody. That's kind of what happens. That just kind of sums it up right there. He's coming to clean Woody. So then what ends up happening is the gang finally reaches out to Al's toy bomb, but it's closed. But I think it wasn't really closed. I think it was just not ready to be opened yet. That's what it was. So then they try to get it through the recliner doors, but they can't, so they all just jump at the same time. Rex finds a book, How to Beat Zurg, in that video game. So then they all slip to go find Woody. And then what happens is, should I write this down? Then Woody's getting cleaned. The stuff that the Greg does, Jerry does to clean, is actually kind of like it's just kind of cool to do to this toy. What he does is he waxes his ears, which is odd. He gets like these shots on him. He reattaches his arm, and he scrapes his boots, and he grabs paint and
paints Annie's name away, and it kind of broke my heart because imagine what Annie would have said if he come back and Woody wasn't there. Like I can think about it though. If I came home and one of my I don't really know what kind of thing I hold cherished to my heart, to be honest with you. Probably some of my wrestling stuff. Like if I came home and my Hell in a Cell DVD wasn't here, I probably wouldn't like. When I get wrestling movies, I actually cherish them. Not like when I first got them, I didn't cherish them at first. I was like, oh, I have them. Um, like I might watch them again, so I'd be kind of devastated. But there's other stuff I do like though, and I was kind of devastated when I had to get rid of my SpongeBob stuff. And if I came home and I would be devastated. Um, when so I can actually feel for Andy because imagine how hard it must be. And the thing is, Andy's mom doesn't even know it, um, and Andy doesn't even know it. And the thing is, I wonder if Andy's mom even realized that Woody was gone, because she had to have noticed. And if she didn't, like, um, the sad thing is she can't really say that Al took him because he erased his name. So it's like how that's like he actually could have gone to jail for this. So then but after, so then when he ends up getting clean, it's all cleaned, and then we see Buzz and he met like a bunch of new toys, and there's like a new Buzz that has a new belt on him, and that's how it went. Um, and then Ham and who else went? Oh, Ham and Slinky found a car to find Woody, and Mr. Potato was like, hey, how about letting a toy with fingers drive? And want to know why? Because he sucks at driving. And then Buzz is looking at the new Buzz, and he goes to touch him, but that Buzz is like the Buzz of Toy Story 1. Buzz was in Toy Story 1. He believes he's a real space ranger. So he says that he said, oh wait, he talks about that laser that it's deadly. He's like, oh, it's a light bulb. Oh, you mean the light bulb that blinks? So then Buzz is like, you could have killed me with that. And then Buzz is like, well, the real Buzz is like, I don't have time for this. So then the Buzzes start to fight, and the Buzz with the helmet off ends up losing. What happens after that? And then the gang are driving around, trying to get like a tour of this place, and they ask one of the girls for help. So then there's tour guide Bobby, and she is gonna help him, and Mr. Potato Head keeps telling him, I'm married, and then Ham's like, then move over, married person. So she's giving them the tour, and they have to wait until the end to get questions, and then Rex finally finds out how to defeat Zurg, so he puts it in front of the faces so they can't see where they're going. So then they run into like these things with like balls in them, like bouncy balls. And the magazine falls out, so Rex falls to get it, but it goes underneath an aisle. So then he gets in the car, and he's upside down. And Bobby's like, remain seated, please. Then Buzz, the fake Buzz, is trapping Buzz into like what's it called? Like the case that he was, well, all the other Buzzes in, and he gets trapped in there. And then he finds the game, the toys, and Rex says that he knows how to defeat Zurg, and then he's like, you do. He thinks this is real too. So then he goes to tell him. So then but they take the fake Buzz by accident. So that's awful. But it's okay, because you're gonna see why. And then Woody's getting pictures taken for the museum. So then before Woody leaves, he goes to talk to Jesse, just to tell, so he can get the story.
Um, and it ends up being a song, but I can just tell you that Jesse used to have an owner named Emily, and they used to do everything together. But Emily just grew up, and gave her away in a donation because she grew up, and that's what it was. They made it like this big song, but I think they wanted to show like I actually did like it though because they wanted to show you what it would I think that was the way they did it. They wanted to show you that way instead of instead of um you just picturing it because you don't know because why they got the reason. So at least they gave you like a good kind of story to it. So then Jesse ends up Jesse says something that's kind of important. You never forget kids like Andy or Emily, but they forget you. Um and I actually don't think it's true because some of my toys I do remember. I remember I had the SpongeBob toy that used to whip its pants because I did, and I remember I had um the SpongeBob that you would press his hand, he would talk. My wrestling toy, I remember that I have. I don't remember. I have Hornswoggle, Mankind. Um, yeah, it's just you remember. I do remember these toys. I think the reason though that Jesse's just kind of upset that Emily just kind of gave her away like that, so I can understand. So then Woody goes to leave, but then um Stinky Pete tells him how long it will last, and he asks him if Andy's gonna take him to college or on his college or his honeymoon. Um, and he tells him that Andy's growing up. There's nothing you can do about it. But if you stay with us, you will be loved and cherished forever and be adored by millions of people. So Woody decides to stay, and yeah, that's how it went. Um, and then the gang's still looking for Woody because they're still at Al's Toy Barn, and Ham asked there's like it's like kind of like the boxing things that you press the buttons and you can like make them box, and they have this for SpongeBob and Sandy, and he asked one of them if he's seen like Al or something, and then the blue one says, "Well, I know I haven't," and then they go, "Hey, he was talking to me." No, he was talking to me, and then they fight, and the red one wins. And then Rex is telling Buzz how to escape, how to beat Zurg, um, and then they find Al. So then so then they hop in um the bag so they can get to the Al's house. But Buzz ends up escaping his trap. So then he sees Rex's tail hanging out of the bag. So he goes there. Um, so then um Buzz tries to escape, so he ends up tripping on the bouncy balls, and then he adds one of the baseball bats, and he goes on one of those awesome monkey toys that fly up in the air. But he can't escape the recliner doors because he just wait because he's not fat enough. But he's fat enough. But sometimes he's just not fat enough. I mean, he's got to gain some weight. You know what I'm saying? He's got to be fat. But anyways, he knocks like a bunch of puzzles and stuff over, um, to open the doors. And I was thinking about this. I feel bad for the person that had to clean this up. Like they probably really are like, oh, I better get my paycheck for this. I'm just thinking, I feel bad for the person that had to clean that up. But Zurg ends up escaping his box. So then he goes, so then he wants to go destroy Buzz Lightyear. Which you could have just shot him from where he was, but I think he wanted to do it face to face. So then Al leaves the car without taking the bag with him in it. So then the fake Buzz tries to fly out of there because he thinks he's gonna fly out. So then he's like, I don't understand this. And then he unlocks the door and it ends up opening. So then he says, "Blast, want level 23." He's on level 23. So then Rex has an idea to get some balloons and float to the top. and then Mr. Potato Head has an idea to all gather up and pretend we're delivering a pizza. Ham says, "How about a ham sandwich with fries and a hot dog?" And if you don't, and pretty much what this means, and my sister pointed this out, is ham sandwich for Ham the pig, fries for Mr. Potato Head because he's a potato and you make potato with fries, and hot dog is supposed to be Slinky. I think that's the direction they were going in, but it's really Ham because they're made out of pigs, but it makes more sense for Slinky. So then Buzz discovers an air vent that they go crawl through. So then they kind of run through it, and then he feels vibrations, and he thinks it's like a earthquake or something, but it ends up being an elevator. So then they go to scale the elevator. They're gonna climb it manually, but Ham's like, why can't we just take the elevator? And Buzz is like, they'll be expecting that. And I think he's talking about like Zurg and his gang. What happens after that? Well, I forgot about Al preparing to go to. Well, then Buzz finds the footprint of them so he can reach them. Woody says that he's excited about going to Japan. So yeah, and then there was like this random scene that it was unneeded. It was like, what are you talking about is fine. It's kind of like doing some comedy. It's just, no, not needed. I didn't care for that. But the game kind of starts to weaken because the elevator is not working anymore. Well, they're just weakened because they climbed a lot of stairs. So then Buzz is like, I'm going to let go of the elevator. Then he's like, no, 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 no. So then Buzz lets go and he uses anti-gravity belt, but the elevator just goes up, so he thinks the anti-gravity thing works. And so then they all get woozy. Like, the sickness of the anti-gravity effects will wear off shortly. So then Mr. Peters says, like, remind me to remove his helmet when we get back. Let me get my notes because I don't remember what happens after that. So then, yeah, that random scene after that happened, I forgot, I got a little ahead of myself, but the gang ends up finding Woody. So then, they, use, they can't get in because it's, like, closed. So they use Rex's head, and Rex is like, but I don't want to use my head. But they do, so they're happy that he's back, and, they all attack the gang, and Buzz, Ham attacks, Sticky Pete the prospector. Mr. Potato Head tries to attack Jesse with his angry eyes, but he puts his shoes on his head instead. Slinky and Bullseye kind of go at it, and Slinky winds himself around Jesse and Bullseye, and then the gang try to run away with Woody, but the real Buzz shows up, and they're arguing about who the real Buzz is. So then what ends up happening is the way they find out he's the real Buzz is he takes his helmet off, and he can't breathe, and he thinks he can't breathe, and then he shows them that Andy's name. So that's how he found out he was the real Buzz. So then the fake Buzz is wondering what's going on. So he tells him that he tells him like a certain code, and he's like, so I mean he's a yes, and he's a, so he thinks like Woody's a kin. So then Buzz tells him that Al's gonna sell him to a museum. Woody tells him that he wants to go. He explains like the Roundup game show, and Buzz is like, there's a child over there loves you. And then Andy's like, but Woody's like, for how much longer? One more whip and Andy's done with me. So then Buzz is like, I came here because I learned that it's no use being a toy unless you're being loved. And I came here over here to rescue that toy because I believed him. And then Woody's like, you just wasted time. And then he kind of, so then Buzz goes to leave, and Rex is like, but Andy's coming home tonight. And then Buzz is like, well, we better be there when he gets home. So then before he leaves, Woody says, I don't have a choice, Buzz. This is my only chance. And Woody says, to do what, Woody? to stand behind, to be stared up behind glass and never be loved again, some life. And Woody just slams, and Buzz just slams it and leaves. I did like the confrontation because that kind of got Woody to get upset. So then what ends up happening is Woody sits down to watch the Roundup game, like the end, and it's him sitting, "You've got a friend in me," and he talks about how you should always use your moments to be loved by children as much as you can. So then Woody ends up changing his mind to leave, um, and and Stinky Pete asks him why he's leaving, and he says, "I can't," and he doesn't want it, like he can't stop it. He tells him that he can't stop Andy from growing up, but he doesn't want to miss it at all. So then he goes to leave, but then he kind of stops, and he wants Jesse and Bullseye to go with him. Um, and he asks Stinky Pete, but he's not in his box, and then he uses like that axe he holds, and ends up locking the air vent, and we finally found out that Stinky Pete is evil, and what ends up happening is he was the one that turned on the TV, preventing Woody from leaving, and he keeps telling him that he tried reasoning with him, but he keeps forcing him to take drastic measures, and he tells him that Jesse says that it isn't fair. Well, before he tells them they were pointing fingers, like, we're about to spend eternity and together. Let's not start it by pointing fingers. And Prospector says, fair. What isn't fair is I had to sit down, unloved, unwanted, wanted, and watch other people get played with. Well, I got my chance, and I am not going to let some cowboy dog blow it up for me now. So then he has Buzz help. He's like, forget it, Woody. That silly Buzz playing catch can't help you. It's like, and he says his name's Buzz Lightyear. It's like, whatever. And he's like, I hate those space toys. So then they can't get out. And now ends up coming. So Woody has to pretend he's not real. So then Woody ends up getting packed. What happens after that? So then they go to the elevator, but Zurg's up there ready to fight Buzz, so the fake Buzz fights him, because I think if the real Buzz had fought him, he would not have stood a chance. So then they go down the elevator, and I'm just going to tell the Buzz and Zurg fight because it's kind of long. I will say that Slinky tried to go down on his, and sprint like Slinky and try to, like, hold Woody and, like, go up so Woody would go up with the elevator, but Stinky Pete knocks him off and puts Woody back where he belongs. So what happens with Buzz and Zurg is Zurg's winning, but so then so he tells Buzz to give up, and Buzz is like, I'll never give up. You killed my father. And then Zurg is like, no, Buzz, I am your father. And then Rex is like, I can't watch. And then his tail knocks Zurg off the elevator. And then Zurg's like, I did it. I finally defeated Zurg. And then the fake Buzz says, father. And then Al's about to leave Al's leaving with the suitcase. So then Mr. Potato Head takes his hat off and throws it like a frisbee, and it holds the doors open. So then what ends up happening is they're gonna drive them and they can't catch them. So then they get the Pizza Planet delivery truck. They return, and then Buzz asks the fake Buzz if he wants to come. The fake Buzz says, nah, I got catching up to do with my dad. So then they're playing tennis pretty much. So I think it was kind of odd seeing that Zurg was Buzz's father the whole time. And I don't understand how they actually made up. I guess I don't know what happened with that. They kind of never really mentioned it ever again. It's just kind of I think they just wanted to get that fake Buzz out of the Toy Story picture, I guess. I don't know. So then they get on the Pizza Planet truck, and the green aliens return, and they're pretty much just driving, and the green aliens almost fall out the window. Then Mr. Potato Head saves them, and then they say, "You have saved our lives, so we are eternally grateful." And they say this over and over again. It's like it becomes like their catchphrase, pretty much. Then they finally reach the airport, and they have to figure out a way to get in there. And they see like a dog crate, so they use the dog crate, and a little girl finds it, and Slinky just barks at her, and then they get into like where you put the cases in the conveyor belt, and they find the case, but there's two of them. So Buzz and Slinky, they slip up. Buzz and Slinky go for one of them, and then the rest go for the other. The one that the rest went, and end up just being flash photography. And Ham says, "Hey, nice flash though." So then Buzz and Slinky are trying to get over to the other one. Slinky gets caught on one of the cases, so he leaves. And then Buzz goes to get the other one. He opens it, and and Stinky Pete cheap shots Buzz, so that Woody and Stinky Pete go at it, and Stinky Pete gets the upper hand, and he breaks Woody arm the way it was before, and he tries to do it again, but the game takes pictures of him blinding him, and then he says, "Idiots, children destroy toys. You will be ruined, forgotten. Span an eternity, man, fail." And then Woody says, "It's time you learn the meaning of playtime." So then he's in a little girl's backpack, and he's scared. So then what ends up happening is like, "Hey, you're like Amy." And then her face is like, and the Barbie's face is like painted, and she says, "She's an artist," and oh no. I can just picture the things that she's gonna do to him. So then they go to get Bullseye and Jesse out of the case. To get Bullseye out, Jesse doesn't get out because actually, why didn't she just get out? But anyways, so the guy takes Jesse, and Buzz, Woody, and Bullseye go to save her. And they get on the truck, and of course the first case they put on the plane is that one. So then Woody goes in a case with like golf balls in it. So then they reach so then he gets her, and she's worried that Andrew's not gonna like her. Then he's like, he has a little sister, and he's like, "Okay, let's go." It was just that easy. They try to leave, but the plane door shuts, so the plane's about to take off. So they have to go down like a dangerous way. Like by the wheels, where the wheels are, and then but Woody ends up tripping and his arm breaks more, and then his hat falls off, but Buzz catches it, and then he tells Jesse to let go of the plane because he ties like the end of his rope to the like one of the ends of the plane, and he says, "Just pretend it's another episode. That's the final episode of Woody's Roundup." And Jesse's like, "But we never knew if you made it." It's like, "Let's find out together." And then he does make it. Another plane goes by, and he says, "Let's go home." They just go home. Andy comes home from camp, and he finds Jesse and Bullseye, and he's happy that there's new toys. Then the next scene, Andy fixes Woody, which was kind of cool. And then he mentions how it's a good thing they didn't take him to camp, his whole arm might have come off. So it's actually a bonus, but his whole arm came off anyways. So then Jesse and Bullseye have their name engraved, so now that it's official. Jesse lets what's his name? Buster go out to do his business. And before that, Buzz tried to flirt with her, saying that she had a lovely long yawn full of hair, but he's just like, "Oh, I have to go." And then Jesse says, "You're the sweetest space ranger she ever met." And then Wheezy Squeakers gets fixed, and he says, I feel a song coming on. He sings, You've Got a Friend in Me. Molly, I think her name is. I think her name is Molly, but I'm not sure. Annie's sister, though, learns how to walk. So then, Buzz asks if he's still Woody. He's like, nah, we found where it lasts, and I have old Buzz Lightyear to keep me company into infinity and beyond. Then the show's over. The movie ends. But there was botch. I usually don't talk about the credits in movies, but they were I want to talk about the bloopers, because some of the bloopers were actually pretty funny. Well, all of them were funny. One of the bloopers is when Woody went to sit down to watch the show. When the kid, when he was sitting to You Got a Friend in Me, his ass goes straight through the tape, and that's how it was. When like I said, when he's like, I'm packing you, when Mrs. Potato Head says, I'm packing you an extra parachute, and Angry Eyes, just in case. So, and I forgot to mention that the green aliens come and Mr. and Mrs. Potato Head adopt them. So then what ends up happening now is Mrs. Potato Head sees that she's putting other stuff in there like cheese puffs, a dime, a key. I don't know what it's for, but you never know. And she puts blue Play-Doh in there, and then she says, Monkey Chow. Monkey Chow, yeah, for the monkeys, of course. And then Miss Potato Head's like, I dropped the line of Monkey Chow after everything else she put in there. So then, there were other bloopers. Well, sometimes when Buzz went to put his helmet up, but when he was looking in the binocular in Lenny, to see at the yard sale that Woody was at, there was like face paint, there was like marker on him. What else was there? When Buzz was looking through some of the ones with where the Al's Toy Barn, when they were zooming out at the toys, one of them burps, and he's like, I don't remember eating that. And then another one was when Buzz was looking around at him. Woody was making a funny face at him. When Jessie was throwing Woody around, and she slid Woody, and his little rope came off, and she's like, can this just be part of the movie? He loses his swing. When Stinky Pete was talking to Woody about about what? Oh, about whether or not just to stay with Andy, just to stay with them, but he votes. And then he says, I guess I know why they call me Stinky Pete. So then another one was when Rex was using his head to tear down the air vent. It didn't work. It didn't go down. Bug's Life was actually there, and he's like, and they're talking about how they're making a Bug's Life movie. He's like, wait, there's no Bug's Life. And then that's how the toys came through the bushes and knocked him off. And the last one, and when Wheezy went to catch the microphone and sing the song, and one of his squeaker broke on one of them. And then the Barbie's like, okay, she keeps smiling and says, bye-bye, and he's like, oh, I'm gonna take a break. Yeah. But that was Toy Story 2. It was a good movie, I'm gonna say. But I think I like Toy Story 1 better, because that's kind of like got it started, and it was just kind of like a better movie, because that's kind of what really, you got to see the introduction of all the characters. It's like, oh, you don't like introductions, but I think what made this one better was, what it made it better is I think the villain was better, because I think the villain, just kind of was better than it, and it was kind of funnier, I think. But I think a Toy Story 2 was good too. I don't know when I'm gonna do Toy Story 3, because I don't know, because I have a DVD at my mom's house where I've been doing my videos lately. But when the next time I go there, I will watch it and I will take my notes on it. But that's pretty much it for Toy Story 2. If I had to get it, I would say good. I would say great movie. But that's pretty much it, guys. I will be probably back on after I get this video uploaded to do Robot Combat League episode 2. Very behind. Very, very behind.